Where were you born? And
Right here, Holyoke, Mass.
Holyoke, Mass. And who were your parents and what were their occupations?
My father was a garage mechanic all his life, World War I vet. Died up here, 86 years old. He died here in 1982. Born in Holyoke, September 1st, 1896 he was born.
Wow.
My mother was born actually in Poland, but she was German descent, German parents, spoke German family at home. But living in Poland, which was under Russian rule, she had to speak Russian and Polish in school. But her native tongue was German. All her family was all German. When she came here, she could speak Polish and Russian. It's funny to listen to her talking Russian to people, but Polish, especially Polish. Well, we had Polish neighbors. She used to talk with them all the time. She's Polish. She spoke German with all her friends, family, all her life. Yeah, but she came here in 1922. She was like 25 years old when she came here. Yeah, my father was born in 1896, joined the Army in 1914, was in France, First World War. Served this type over there, saw action in the First World War, came here after the war, got into the garage business, was a garage mechanic all his life. My father was a good man.
And who were your siblings? And
I got one brother, Alan. He passed away just 5 years ago.
Okay.
He was a retired fire chief in Saw Hadley, Fire Chief District 2.
Was he in the military?
He was in the Marine Corps also.
Marine Corps.
Just out of high school. A couple of years, and he was out. He was a patient up here also, but he never lived here. He just came in as an outpatient. I came here as an outpatient myself for 15 years or more before I came here as a resident. It was a great place to be. Good place to wind up your whole life, here.
What were your parents' thoughts when you joined the military?
My mother didn't like it at all. My father was very happy about it. He was World War Army,
Right.
He was very proud to see his son becoming a Marine. My mother she was afraid of war, Korean War was still going on, So she was afraid of me going to war. But it's understandable,
Yeah. So when you went to schools here in Holyoke, you went to primary schools, secondary schools, and any college?
No.
No.
Holyoke High School, College of Hard Knocks.
Okay. And so what jobs did you hold before you went in the service?
There I was pumping gas, working at paper mills, some simple little jobs, minimum wage. Wasn't doing anything special.
Can you tell me when you went into the military?
Right after high school, 1953, December 7th.
Okay.
December 7th, anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Left for Paris Island that day. I joined the Marine Corps on November 10th, which is my 18th birthday, also the Marine Corps birthday.
Wow.
It's 250 some odd years now. 1775, I figured that one out. November 10th, 1775 was the start of the Marine Corps. November 10th is always a big celebration in the Marine Corps. So my birthday was always a big celebration.
So why did you join?
I was gung-ho.
Okay.
Didn't have any brains. I wanted to be a Marine, so watching movies with John Wayne. Oh man, I want to be a Marine someday.
So who did you leave behind? Your mother, father, and your brother?
Yeah. A girlfriend.
Girlfriend?
She wasn't happy about me going either, but that's tough too bad, She was gone. Found somebody else within 3 months. So.
Any family pets?
Pets?
When you left?
Oh, we always had dogs. Yeah, we always had a dog in the house. I used to have all small animals, white rats and guinea pigs and hamsters and gerbils, rabbits. We always had a small animal for pets. Always had dogs. Yeah.
So your point of entry was where at Paris Island?
Yeah, boot camp. Yeah.
Okay. And what type of schooling did you get when you went there?
I was a bugler. I'd been a trumpet player since 7th grade. They found that out. It may be a bugler. They sent me to school to learn all the bugle calls. It was a big tradition in the Marine Corps back in those days. Yeah, they don't use it anymore now. They all do recordings now.
What was some of your most vivid memories of your training?
Just smacked around. Yeah. What did I do? Why did I come here? Sure, we'll go through that.
Was that your worst part?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Okay. Okay. Good. So your first assignment in basic training. What was your first assignment?
Um, just general knowledge of listening to guys holler and yell at you. Make sure you stood in line. How to clean, get your bed straightened out. It was just a small stuff that you weren't accustomed to.
So you went to bugle training?
Oh yeah, we went to a school down there for a couple of months to go to bugle training and playing down there. It was traveling around the whole base, starting off at Reveille in the morning, playing Reveille at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting the guys out of bed. They'd throw shoes at me and swear at me. And play at 10 o'clock at night, play taps and put them all together. Guys go back to bed at night. It was great to see you at 10 o'clock at night.
So during the day, was there different bugle calls?
Yeah, all day long. There's probably 30 different bugle calls you had to learn. And over the course of the day, it was a very tradition in the Marine Corps back in those days. Playing the bugle, different things for chow call, and colors in the morning, and put the flag up, and take them down at night. A bugle call for taking the flag down. Oh, it was a whole day of bugle calls every couple hours. Yeah, it was nice. It was a good duty.
So what types of bugle calls would be like chow hall? Or?
Oh yeah, Reveille in the morning. Colors. Put the flag up in the morning. To march out to the flagpole. The captain of the guard, the sergeant of the guard, a couple of Marines. They had to play colors. As soon as they had to play, they started raising the flag up. Watch your watch. Look at the watch. Wait, got to be down to a second. Okay, now. I started playing, I played playing the colors, they raised the flag up. When I got to the top, I stopped playing, and the flag was up. That was it for the morning. The next one would be chow call, 6 o'clock in the morning. The guys got to go to chow. Played mess call. And during the course of the day, with all day long, some good calls for one thing or another.
So what did you do in the beginning, in between those bugle calls?
Well, I also played with the Bugle Corps. It was part of the training there. They marched around on the base and off base, different parades and things, around South Carolina towns, So my corps over there, we played Bugle Corps playing, It was good duty too.
What type of training, schooling did you take?
We could use rifle training, yeah.
And did you receive any promotions?
Just PFC out of boot camp. And a year later, I got corporal, which is a pretty good record. I was corporal when I got out, still corporal, which is kind of fast. Most of the guys don't get corporal the first couple of years they're in there. I made corporal within 2 years, year and a half actually. It was good duty.
And then you had mentioned one time that you went to, you got to go to San Juan, Puerto Rico?
San Juan, to Vieques. Vieques is a small island off the mainland of Puerto Rico. It was a naval training base. They used to bombing. They used to shoot shells over from ships out in the harbor. They send the shells over as an island. All kinds of, a lot of stuff on the island. Residue of the training program over the years. People living in the island, but a couple of small towns. But half the island was reserved just for the Marine Corps, the Navy, for doing bombing practice. A lot of resentment, I guess, back in those days. People lived down there; they hated it. So you can understand why.
So did they give you a liberty call? And
oh yeah, there was no place to go on the island.
Okay. Chased by any MPs at all?
Yeah, you could do that too if you went to town. You had to be careful,
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of bars in town where you young 18, 19-year-old kids like to go to the bars. You get in fights. Yeah.
So is there anything that with your service after you get out of the military, what did you do for work, and what was your family life like?
Well, back home with my folks again. I got a steady girlfriend, who I eventually married. But working at mills here and there. I became a sign painter. I was always very artistically inclined, and My mother called me one day. She said, "A guy looking for a sign painter in Springfield." I laughed at her, but she talked me to go talking to the man. So he took me on as an apprentice. I was green. I didn't know what any was. Signs really. But I had artistic ability, natural ability. He took me on as an apprentice. I stayed with him for about 3 years. Learned all I could. I found there was other shops were much more advanced than what he was. So I left, went to a couple of bigger shops, worked with some guys that were really very top-notch sign painters, you know. I learned a lot from guys. And mastered my trade, you know. I've worked at it ever since that. I had a good reputation over the years as far as the sign painters went. I had a couple of guys that I knew from way back. They worked with me back in the 60s. Came to see me up here recently. Good to see them. Good old friends come by, you know. I worked 50 hours a week at the time, you know, 2 hours an hour. But today, who works 2 hours an hour, you know?
That's when you really painted signs.
Everything all hand painted, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a master of my craft at that point anyway, so I was doing quite well with it. But you didn't make big money, you know. $2 an hour. You know, it's pretty good money back in those days, huh? It's back in the 1950s, yeah. 58, 59, somewhere there. Yeah.
At one point, did you have a Simpson and daughter? Was that?
Yeah, our Nancy worked with me for a couple of years. He was my helper in the shop. Nancy was actually a pretty good little sign painter. Yeah. Did pretty good. But she didn't care for it. I wasn't in her blooms, you know. I loved what I did. You know, was just a job, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But,
what year did you get married at? Do you remember?
57.
57.
Yeah. Married 62 years.
63. And how many children did you have?
Just 2.
2. What were their names?
The oldest one was Debbie, and my daughter Nancy.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I had. They're still kicking around. Debbie was here last week. I saw her. Went to that wake for Jack Greaves the other night. She was there with her husband. They knew Jack pretty well.
We get to see your sister Nancy up
Well,
here.
I see her all the time. She's here all. She's a big help to me. I'll tell you anything I need. She's right here for me. All I got is call Nancy. I need some stuff at the store. She's right down here. Anything I need, she's right there for me. She comes up here with her dog. Brings her dog up with a therapy dog now. Comes here every Tuesday with her husband, with the dog, and they walk through the whole hospital, visiting patients, you know. And people love to see her come with the dog. You know, most people are dog lovers. And she goes to Leeds every Wednesday to doing the same thing. Because there were a couple of other girls, and they got their dogs, and they go to Leeds Hospital. They walk through the hospital with the dogs, and they were very, very helpful. You know, everybody knows my daughter down here now. You know? She's part of their family coming here.
That's great.
It's funny, yeah.
That's great.
She's a good girl.
And so, so then you had to come up here, and now this is your home.
Yeah, I play bingo. Bingo is a big thing. I play bingo every day. There's bingo games going on downstairs. They keep you busy with that. There's always something going on. There are bands coming in during the week, 3 or 4 times a week. People come in singing or playing. It's just nice. Everybody up here treats me like a king. You know? It's really nice. All the nurses that are up here, nurses' aides are also nice and friendly. You know. You hear bad things about the soldiers' home. It's not the truth. It's just nice up here. I'm glad I came here.
Well, it was great. I wanted to thank you a lot for your time.
Yeah.
And I've known you for quite a few years now,
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
about over 35.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah.